is up, hyperbolic gang? We're back in the chamber, 2024. Let's make this count. Let's create new transformations, new Saiyan levels, and let's push the great primal journey and adventure forward. For this season in Cape Town, in the hyperbolic time chamber, and the most magnificent place across the four corners of the earth, I'm gonna give you insights into my regiment, into my Saiyan regiment. Today we'll have core conditioning, a little bit of upper body work, just a little bit of upper body work at the end as a bonus. Other than that, we'll have lower body work and core conditioning mainly. I'll do more kind of videos like those so I can give you insights in my regiment. There's obviously regressions for all kind of exercises and movements I am doing. They will be uploaded in the Great Primal Library and Hyperbolic Essentials playlist on this channel this year. I'm working on it this season, the next 4 months. It's gonna be a transformation, and I want to provide you guys value, not just tricking and not just like traveling, but I want to go deeper, give more insight, keep it lean, mean and clean, keep it raw, and just share what I do and give value, give free value. Obviously, for all kind of levels, you need different kind of exercises. For those, you must get in touch with me. Go into the groups, Telegram, Facebook group, or get to me in touch, social media, all social links are in the description below. You can check that out to join like-minded warriors and Saiyans that wanna get to new levels this 2024. We take the lessons from 2023 and we ascend. So let's talk, and let me know what you want to see next videos. I'm gonna definitely show you give you an insight in my whole weekly regimen. And I've been asked from a lot of people, friends and other normal humans, to give them a better insight about Cape Town in general and South Africa, which in my opinion is the most magnificent and divine place across the four corners of Earth. And that is this new series what I'm now working on. So that being said, I want to do less talk and do more walk, more action. Less talking, more doing. And let's jump into it. Saiyan warriors, the L-sit, one of my favorites for my lower body prehab day. So lower body and core prehab day, the L-sit. So I start with the L-sit, then I go to the elbow back bridge or elbow reverse plank. This is like an elbow reverse plank. Each of those things I usually do around 8 to 9 times in a sequence. So I go to the L-sit, then I go like displayed here. I go directly after the L-sit. So I work the front, then I work the back again with the reverse elbow plank. Then I go back to the front of my body, so we work the anterior and the posterior part of my core. So then I go into the hollow body position. I make sure my belly button is going deep down towards the floor and that there is no gap between the spine and my lower back and the floor. This needs to be a hollow body position like in gymnastics. And yeah, try to hold this. So I try to do dynamic movements and holds at the same time. I switch them up. So again, I go from L-sit to reverse elbow plank to hollow body position holds from gymnastics, and then I tuck them. So as you see in this routine, I try to work front, back, front, and then again the back. So it's 4 drills in basically one sequence, and I repeat this sequence around 8 to 9 times. Then, like I stated, I go back into a back bridge. So again, I activate and check my posterior chain. And as you can see here, there's a lot of thoracic spine range of motion lacking, which I'm gonna work on certainly and show a drill at the end of this video. So if you wanna figure out what drill it is, stay tuned and go through this whole inside of my regiment for my lower body and core prehab day. Obviously, so we worked front and the back of our body, so the posterior and anterior chain. We cannot forget the side, the lateral side of the body. This is a side plank advanced variation called starfish, and really good for your QL2, quadratus lumborum, and stabilizers for your spine. It's gonna help prevent some back pain tweaks, or sometimes people tweak their back when I squat down sideways or whatever, but this is a really good prehab and prevention for that. So I try to do this twice a week. This regimen I do twice a week. And here really it's about staying solid in the center of your body, and obviously we gotta do both sides, both sides, same thing, starfish, side plank. And back pain doesn't always come from a weak erector spinae or lower back. Like I mentioned, it can be because of underdeveloped quadratus lumborum. The QL is also a spine stabilizer, so make sure to add those into your routine if you want to prevent things like, in tricking, for instance, in martial arts tricking, we twist and use a lot of torque movements and motions, so that can definitely aid into being more fortified and anti-fragile in those areas. Obviously that shit is hard, so we work the lateral side, but also we need to work the medial side, the inside of our body and core. And this Copenhagen plank demonstrated here, shout out to Trick Strong, helped me also tremendously in the medial parts of my body and core. It extends into the knees, it helps with knee stability, and when it comes to tricking, definitely a huge upgrade for 540 swipes, everything you cross to the inside of your body. Again, both sides. And those lateral and medial things, I do only 2 to 3 rounds, not 8 to 9 rounds. That are my numbers, We each have our standards and point of, where we started. So we each start with different stats and standards, so you create your own. I'm just giving you a whole insight into one of my routines and regimens in this particular video. But the Copenhagen plank is great. You can vary it, you can hold the position. You can, if that's too high, a chair is too high, you can start with a lower position. That demonstrated here, not just beginner moves, also advanced stuff, but for everything there's a regression, obviously. And this is a lifesaver for me, to be honest, because I always had issues with when landing low with my biceps femoris and hamstrings. They always got micro tears and stuff. But since doing those Nordics, here for this particular 2 days I do in a week, I only use eccentrics, so the lowering phase, and that stuff really fortified my hamstrings and lower body in terms of impact of twisting and landings, and my knees not having any troubles anymore. So this is a really good prevention for any kind of knee and hamstring issues. So I recommend to do this to anyone, and there's no excuses. There's tons of examples on my channel where you can do it even outdoors. You find a car, you find a bench, you find a huge like you find just a huge railing where you can clip your feet under. You just take a pillow or something for cushioning for your knees, and that's it. Where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's desire and dedication, there's opportunity to win. So this definitely is a must-have in your arsenal, in my opinion, as an athlete, if you want to progress and break plateaus. Here I really work just the lowering phase and try to resist falling down as good as possible. Once a week I do the concentric phase, where I try to get myself back up from the floor. And then obviously we move lower. So I'm telling you lower body. So today is core and lower body, which means we also have to target the ankles, the calves, the front of our shins. We need to target all the muscles, and this here demonstrated as a knee over toe calf raises. I do both sides, obviously, and they really help with the soleus, because we have two different muscles working in our calves. So we have the soleus and the gastrocnemius. So this soleus is the hardest. It's like this muscle can pull so hard. It's incredible. You can study Michael Jordan and look at his development of his soleus muscle. It's incredible. That's why he could jump so high. And obviously we go from bent calf raises to straight leg calf raises, different angles, play around with it. I do 3 different ones in this particular example of my video. So earlier I did the knees over toe calf raises. Now I do straight leg, angled, pushing against the wall. Just gonna target more the upper part of the calf, and also obviously my tendons and ligaments. And each of those I generally do around 4 rounds, like 10 to 15 reps, depending on the intensity I had during that particular day before. And then the classic calf raises, that everybody knows, just like you find somewhere where you can let your heel drop below the level, and you work on your range of motion and try to go as deep as possible. The key here is really to control lowering and the elevation phase, which means the more time under tension you actually have, the bigger the development and the bigger the stimulus will be. And ligaments and tendons really they do well with time under tension, not about just the speed. Again, left and right, I tend to do 10 reps. And this, again, combined with the Nordics, is a true game changer. Tib raises, so for your tibialis. This basically is a break, the break of your legs. This stuff it breaks movements, it can stop and rebound energy. And if you have underdeveloped tibialis, usually people get shin splints and all of that stuff, and they cannot really translate the energy they have in their legs if the brakes are not working. It's like you can have a super fast Porsche, but if that Porsche has brakes of of like a very slow car, or not good brakes at all, it's out of balance. It's not gonna work. To finish it off, for posture, I do those around 50 reps. Thumbs to the sky, thumbs to the floor. It definitely helps with scapula and posture, especially for people that are a lot on their computer and a lot on their phone, and they have this crunched down position with your shoulders. This combats that for sure, and I do this twice a week, sometimes even 3 times a week. I'm around 50 times, 2 sets of 50. You start with your own standards, like I say. We all have a different background. So yeah, this is 50 of those. Thumbs to the sky, thumbs down to the floor. Shout out to my OG gymnastics professor from Germany. He gave me this one a long time ago. It's been a lifesaver for sure, and it's good to have it in your arsenal in terms of shoulder prehab and rehab and posture balancing. Then I just do a little bit of a bonus. Usually I pick a bonus, a supplementary exercise for the day. Today we have just dips. I try to actually squeeze and go as low as I can. And yes, this needs more improvement. I should be able to get way lower. But here, as promised, if you stuck around till the end of the video, here's what will improve thoracic spine mobility. This drill out here, and I'm gonna include this into my regimen for sure. In this year 2024, we adding into the arsenal, we adding into the tool box, because that's what matters. The more tools you have, the more opportunities for growth and ascension you have to reach that Super Saiyan level. We keep it lean, mean and clean. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to hit subscribe and drop a comment. Yes.